How's it going, guys? It's Izzy Boy 121 with MaddDogg Miller, and the stars aligned. We're finally back on the 6th Round podcast, breaking down UFC on Fuel TV 8, Wanderlei Silva versus Brian Stann. How you doing, MaddDogg?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Yeah, I've been all right. I could do a little bit better, but I can't beat up Lance, so I'll have to wait on that one. All right, so let's start off with the first fight on UFC Fuel TV 8. We have Marcelo Guimarães versus Hyun-Gil Lim, and that's how you say it, okay? They're fighting at 170. Marcelo is 8-0-1. Hyun Lim is 10-3-1. Who do you got, MaddDogg?
Well, I got the heavy favorite in here, Lim. Lim's coming in as the heavy favorite, negative 330, and rightfully so. He trains a Korean top team and a knockout specialist. This guy's been in the game for quite a while. He's coming up against Guimarães, who's undefeated currently, but he's only had one fight in the UFC so far, and that was a split decision win over Dan Stitches, which is not impressive at all. And I think Guimarães is going to go this Saturday.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I watch this guy's fights, and honestly, I always fade the Asian. In every single fight that I pick, and there's an Asian fighter, you always fade the Asian. But on this card, I'm doing the complete opposite. And something that I noticed about Lim was, this guy's a complete dick, man. He does not like his opponents at all. He has wrestling. He has knockout power. He was the champ over at PXC. This is going to be his debut, of course. But Marcelo, he has really good top control. But again, with Lim, I think he's going to use his wrestling and his knockout power to take this fight. So I'm also going to go with Lim. I'm not going to bet him, and I'm not even going to put him in a parlay.
Okay, I'm not going anywhere near this fight.
So, moving on, I know this fight is going to be a little controversial because you and me are completely opposite sides. Alex Caceres versus Kyung Hong Kang. Just go right into it, man. Just give me what you think.
Well, Caceres is coming in 8-5. He's 3-3 in the UFC. He's an Ultimate Fighter alumni. He's coming up against Kang. He's 11-6, submission style fighter. Both guys are very young. Caceres is 24. Kang is 25. As I know you're going for Kang, I'm going for Caceres, and I'm not passionate about this. I'm not like, Caceres is going to destroy him. I'm not betting on Caceres, but I do feel that most people who are going for Kang feel that he's going to see the submission style fighter, and Caceres has had problems with submission guys in the past. He's really rounded out his game. His only loss in recent times has been to Edwin Figueroa, and that's because he got 2 points deducted for each nut that he kicked.
Yeah. True. Now, I'm going to tell you why I'm picking Kang, man. Okay, 20% of people are picking Kang, and that right there bugs the shit out of me because Alex Caceres is the most hyped fighter coming out of Tough. Everybody compares him to Bruce Lee. Just because he has a nickname does not mean he fucking fights like Bruce Lee. Again, he has had trouble with submission fighters. Kang is a submission artist. And Kang does have a questionable chin, but I'm not scared because Alex Caceres does not have knockout power. The way Alex Caceres wins fights is by ending up on top at the end of the round. That's how he beat Tezuka. I just have no respect for Alex. And he has 2 submission losses by armbar and 2 submission losses by rear naked choke. And I just want to see Kang just choke the hell out of this kid. I guess since I'm talking so much shit on him, at plus 135, it's a good price. I'll wait until Friday, maybe Saturday morning, and then I'll probably put a little bit of money on Kang.
Yeah, you favor more than me. I'm not going to play Caceres at all. Yeah, I feel Caceres will probably win by decision. He's going to keep his standing. You can keep moving and stay off the ground at all costs. That's how I see the fight going.
Yeah, that's how I see him. That's the only way he can win, but I'll see him submitted. Moving on to the next fight, one of your friends, Brian Caraway versus Takeya Mizugaki. Brian Caraway's coming in as the underdog, almost a 2-1 underdog. He is 17-5, and Takeya is 16-7-2. What's your breakdown, MaddDogg?
I am so pumped for this fight. This is the only bet I currently have out. I'm going to wait for the lines to rise more and a few other guys. But yeah, I already picked up Brian Caraway at plus 190. He's coming off a 5-9 performance over Mitch Gagnon, which was a rear naked choke. This guy, he always finishes the opponent. He's a ground style fighter. He has 17 wins. 15 of those are submissions. He's been around the block. He fought in the Elite XC. He fought in Strikeforce. He's bounced to the semifinals in Tough. He's undefeated in the UFC so far. Amazing guy. He's never been knocked out in his pro career. In his debut, he got a cut and he lost that by TKO, and he got knocked out by Diego by TKO. It's tough, but he's never actually been knocked out, which is a huge advantage, especially he's a bigger, stronger fighter, because Takeya Mizugaki, who is probably the best boxer I've ever seen come out of Japan. He's strictly uses his hands. He did like dirty box up against the cage. But I'm amazed that people are giving the wrestling advantage to Mizugaki, and I'm stunned by that. Caraway was on the national grappling team. It's his style. He takes you down, he fucking works the ground, and eventually takes you And
Yes.
he has a history of losing to wrestlers. He lost to Scott Jorgensen. He lost to Ryan Faber. He lost to Brian Bowles. He lost to Chris Sparrow. It's ridiculous. And also, Faber got him in a rear naked choke. Faber's a former teammate of Caraway. What's Caraway's technique? Rear naked choke.
Yeah, I think it's the name that people are attracted to. Takei is a big step up for Brian. This is a big win for him if he does win. Out of respect for you, I'm not going to bet against you, or I'm not going to pick Brian, just because I think Takei has a little bit more in his arsenal to finish Brian. But I could definitely see Brian taking the back, and like you said, he is a rear naked choke specialist. So Takei has been submitted in the past with that submission, so I'm going to stay away from this fight, not even bet it.
Yeah, I'm already on it.
Yeah, I know, you told me. Next fight is Cristiano Marcelo versus Kazuki Tokuram. Cristiano, he's coming in at 13-4. That's his record. Kazuki is 11-3-1. This is his debut. They're fighting at 155, and 80% of people are picking Cristiano. What do you think, MaddDogg?
I do not agree with this. I was actually surprised to see Marcelo as the favorite. You know, he's a former shootbox BJJ head coach. Now he opened up his own system, the CM fighting system. But he still coaches at shootbox. But you know, he's also a fighter alumni. He's so far 1-1 in the UFC. Neither fight's been that amazing. Tokudume, I'm actually going to probably end up betting him. I haven't done it yet. You know, plus 140 is a good number. If it gets a little higher, I'll bet for sure. But he's got a really successful Japanese career on the Japanese circuit. He's really well-rounded. He's only been subbed once, and that was by Nibar in 2007. So I think he will give Marcelo a run for his money. I think he could keep it standing. I think he'd even hold the belt on the ground, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, what I noticed from Kazuki is he is a slow starter, but he has great striking. He's very precise. He has okay ground game, but Cristiano, I guess the only reason they're picking him, is because, again, he's a little bit more known. Kazuki at plus 140, I think the line is moving down. I think people are starting to bet him a little bit more. They're seeing the potential in him. But Cristiano, basically, he's stiff on the feet. He's willing to exchange, which scares me whenever someone's so bad that they're willing to exchange. So yeah, definitely, I'm going to wait to see how the line, if it drops, because it seems like it's dropping, I'm going to bet it early before it goes any farther down.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Next fight, a fight that I'm actually looking forward to, because this is one fighter that I actually always pick, Ricky Fukuda versus Brad Tavares. Ricky Fukuda is coming at 19-6, Brad Tavares is 9-1. Give us your breakdown, then I'll tell you what I think.
Well, if you always pick Fukuda, you're 2-2 so far, so like 50% isn't bad. Fukuda's going as the favorite, -120. He's got a record 19-6. He's trained out of American Kickboxing Academy. He's really a Japanese-style wrestler. He's like kind of like Greco-Roman in freestyle. He does prefer to take down, but he's more than happy to work the clinch game up against the cage, dirty boxing. He's coming up against Brad Tavares. Brad Tavares is a tough alumni. Amazingly well-rounded guy. This guy can wrestle, he can strike, he has submissions, he can call. And that's why I'm actually picking Tavares in this fight. His only loss in the UFC so far is to Aaron Simpson. And Nick Fukuda's losses are to Nick Ring, Costa Philippines. So it's like almost Tavares has lost to the wrestler, Fukuda's the wrestler. Fukuda's lost to the boxer and the well-rounded striker. Tavares is the boxer, well-rounded striker. So I'm going for Tavares on this because based on the fact he can prevent the takedown. I don't think he can stop Fukuda from getting him up against the cage, but I do think he can prevent damage occurring there. I think he can circle on and land 1-2s and do that pretty much all 3 rounds. So if Tavares gets up above plus 120, I'm probably going to play him, but right now plus 100, I'm not that interested. That's my breakdown.
Yeah, well, see, the reason I always pick Ricky is because out of all the Asian fighters, I only have, real respect for Okami and Ricky, just because I like their fighting style. And you say Ricky's 2-2 in the UFC, come on, man. Nick Ring, he won that fight. Not only did he win that fight, he got his win bonus. That's how bad he won. He lost it, but he got his win bonus. So, technically...
Nick Ring cursed Court McGee can tell you all about that.
Screw Nick Ring, alright? Ricky Fukuda is 3-1 in the UFC. He has great wrestling. All of his losses, most of his losses, 5 of them out of the 6 are by decision. So I don't think Brad Tavares is going to be able to finish Ricky. Once Ricky has someone hurt, he goes at it, man. He's not that type of fighter that plays stupid. He sees you hurt, he's going to go in there for the finish. So yeah, Ricky right now he's standing at -120. I mean, it's not a price that I would like it to be, just because I would like more people to bet Brad because of the bigger name. But yeah, I think Ricky's gonna be in a parlay, a smaller parlay. But I always pick Ricky, and that's who I'm sticking with.
Well, if Brad doesn't go up, I'm not gonna play it. And it wouldn't be that big anyways. Probably one of my smaller plays. I just like his style.
Yeah. Then the next fight, I have a little bit of beef with Lance over this one, is Hani Yaya versus Misuto Hirota. Hani Yaya's coming in 17-7, and Mizuto's coming in 14-5-1. What's your analysis, MaddDogg?
This fight actually started out with Yaya being the underdog at, like, I think it was plus 140, and in like 3 days we're at even money, negative 110, negative 110. It's amazing how many people recognize the Yaya name and throw money on it. And this fight, it kind of makes me feel like I'm back at UFC 1. There's no mystery what he's going to do. He's going to try and keep it standing, he's going to try and knock him out. Yaya, there's no mystery what he's going to do. He's going to try and take him down, he's going to try and submit him. These are both their goals. Neither are going to vary from it. Neither are going to do anything different. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
I favor Yaya on this fight just because I'm going to say it's personal because I'm such a huge fan. I've always been a huge fan. Some people really think that he can take down Hirota and submit him because of Shinya Aoki did it and they're such similar styles. Well, Shinya Aoki is a little bit better than Yaya, I think. But
Yeah, a tad. Well, the reason I'm picking Yaya is because let's just look at some of the names he's beat: Mike Brown, Josh Grisby, Eddie Wineland, Mark Hominick. I mean, I don't know. I see Yaya doing exactly what they say. And when you put up a striker versus a grappler, obviously you always want to go with the grappler. And Mizuto, he doesn't scare. It's not like he's an amazing knockout artist. So I'm going with Yaya. And minus 110, that's really good. Hopefully I can get him at plus 100 if it keeps going. If he keeps going down or whatever. But Hani Yaya is definitely one of my bets because I've talked so much shit about other people who are picking against him. So I have to back up my words.
Easily circle and work 1-2 and to decision or knockout. It's possible.
Yeah, I guess it could happen, but it ain't gonna happen, man.